This is just the best part of my day.
Nope, scratch that. Reverse it.
My grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now,
Hey now,
hey now,
hey now.
I go one day.
Oh,
Jacques Finade, Jacques Finade. Look at my king all dressed in red. I go one day. I bet you $5 he'll kill you dead. Jacques Finade, talking about hey now,
hey now,
hey now,
hey now.
I go one day.
The Dursleys would have Satisfaction from 1988 if they were watching
VHS.
if they were watching CBS through somehow American
I was about
channels.
to say, yeah, I don't know if Satisfaction got like an international VHS release. I don't know if that one made it across the pond, because it feels like it barely made it on this side of the pond.
I'm seeing listings for it in Australia, Italy.
Wow.
So they did make their way.
Worldwide phenomenon.
And it was a TV movie through CBS. So listeners, you're jumping in this moment where I just purchased a VHS of Satisfaction 1988 because it was cheaper to do so than purchasing a DVD. And we actually, yes, maybe we tried to pirate it, but we couldn't.
We tried, but we failed. And you know what? Crime. I don't do it. Personally,
You don't do
I don't
crime.
violate copyright laws, especially for movies. It is impossible to purchase in a first run capacity, like 1988 Satisfaction, Julia Roberts' second credited screen role. But yeah, so Kat has took it upon themselves to buy a VHS copy of Satisfaction.
Yep. Yeah, because my grandpa had a VCR. And when he passed away, I knew that people were going to, as like things were being appraised and stuff. This is the grandpa that was like famously brothers and uncles with different various war criminals.
Yeah.
But when he passed away,
We all have an uncle like that.
Right.
We all have the fun uncle that buys us lottery scratchers and says, "Don't tell your parents." And we also have the uncle who is friends with, Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah. So this particular, when he passed away, I grabbed his, oh my God, my cat is headbutting this mic. I grabbed his guitar, which I can't really play, and his VCR, which at the time growing up, I was only allowed to watch the language learning children's show Muzzy in French. And for 11, oui, and in,
Mon Dieu.
oui, and for 11 years, I could only watch Muzzy. And Muzzy, I don't know if you know about it, but Muzzy is a giant green alien who's really fuzzy, kind of looks like Sully from Monsters, Inc., but less cute. He's like a fuzzy green
Oh,
alien
I hate Muzzy.
who comes down and eats clocks. And then there's also
Clocks?
like some royalty and like a bad guy. And then there's some like trippy sequences that teach you about like the weather and stuff.
It
So
seems
that was-
as if there was a relatively recent CGI reboot of Muzzy.
Really?
Although it does not appear that it was particularly, say, long-lasting. But, I don't care for the feeling of this creature.
No,
I don't
and
really like his
that-
whole scene.
That was the only thing that I was allowed to watch on that particular VCR when I was at my grandparents' house growing up. So when he passed away, I was like, I'm going to reclaim this and watch like the gayest shit possible. So I did drive cross country with this clunky VCR from New York to LA, and now it's here in my
Wow.
apartment. I don't have a TV, but I can project on the ceiling, which is very intimate. So I do plan to watch Satisfaction 1988 on VHS when it arrives.
That's amazing.
on
Because
my
when
ceiling.
if you listen to the last episode, Augusto's Age County, you heard us saying that the next episode you would see would be the Julia Roberts Origins pod, where we watched her pre-Mystic Pizza output. And I have watched those 3 films. I watched 2.5 of them. One of them I got as far as I was going to get. And Julia Roberts also has one shot and no lines in that film. So I felt fine to, like, pull the ejector cord, like, halfway through that thing. And we will talk about that, you know, in a future episode in more detail. But, yeah, it just didn't work out that Kat could watch them before this. And admittedly, at first I was a little frustrated. But now that you have the chance to watch it on VHS, as it was meant to be seen, I think we'll be all the better for it.
Yeah, I could tell you were frustrated. I allocated enough time to watch it, but did not allocate enough time to figure out how to get an MKV into an MP4 with the right file size or whatever. I didn't realize it wasn't an MP4 until I went to look in my downloads for it.
Right. And I didn't realize that would be a problem for you, or I would have taken care of it beforehand. But, you know, we live and we learn. Season 1 finale, slightly delayed. It'll come out. We'll get it done. Maybe it will come out after the Season 2 premiere of Mother's Day at this point. We don't know. But we'll get to it.
It's meant, the VHS itself is meant to arrive, I believe, by April 20th. So we might be able to get an episode out before May.
Yeah, it's just a week from now. We could, we're recording Mother's Day in like a week and a half, and we could sneak in at least Satisfaction in Baja, Oklahoma, before that. I think
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're recording Mother's Day early anyway because of scheduling. Listeners, I hope this is interesting to you. So we're recording Mother's Day early, so we do have a little cushion for the push-in. I think we can make this work.
And what's great about Baja, California is it's actually our first sponsored episode through the Baja Blast of Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's an episode sponsored by Baja Blast from Taco Bell.
And we're pretty excited about that because out of all of kind of the Julia content we put out, I don't think I could have predicted that Taco Bell would be the first to reach out and be like, hey, there's this Julia Robert piece that's called Baja, California. We've never been able to figure out how to market it or use it to our advantage.
Yeah.
But you finally presented an opportunity to us, and we were
Absolutely.
happy to oblige.
Absolutely. Yeah, I guess whenever, in Julia news, it was announced that her next film will be a collaboration with Luca Guadagnino, who himself has a new film coming out in just a few weeks. And so that's very exciting. And I feel like whenever that movie's coming out, like, someone should pay us money. Do you know what I mean? Because we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be covering it. Someone should give us money for that.
Yeah. And
I should send some emails being like, do you want us to read ad copy for this film?
Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Why
Just
not?
to see? I can send some emails. Do I know where those emails should go? No.
No, I never know where people send ad copy for anything ever.
Yeah, I never know how that works. I just wrote a book, which is great, but now I'm like, how do I get this book in someone's hands? Who do I send this to?
Oh, I do have some suggestions for you for that.
Oh, I love
because
that.
I
Thank you.
sourced some independent presses for Emily, because Emily is also writing a book. My dear
Copycat.
listener and Taurus, Emily is writing a book. It's more of an autofiction. Yours is fiction, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So
Autofiction means it's about cars, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's about the Cars universe. And
Oh, cool. She wrote some Cars fic. That's
yeah,
great. I love
yeah,
that.
it's called Ka-Chow 5.
Apocalypse Ka-Chow.
There are not 4 previous books, but
That's
Ka-Chow
what's fun about it. It's like
it's kind of-
Babylon 5 or something like that.
It's like Star Wars, and where you start in the middle, and then they're going to make like shittier versions that are prequels, like in 20 years or something.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like Emily's arc as an author.
Yeah, and I love that. So good. I'm glad. My plans are to really get everything together at some point this summer. There's like a trailer thing I want to shoot and all of that. So hopefully, like by the end of the summer, by the time school's back in session, I will be sending out materials. And until then, just religiously polishing this thing, just absolutely just like combing through and punching everything up. And I'm very excited about it. But for now, we're here to talk about Julia. And we'll don't worry, we'll finish it up. But these commentary apps are always like, they're chill anyway. We're just hanging out. We're gonna watch a little show. We're gonna have a little chat.
This could be a 2-parter. We don't need to know everything in this moment. We just need to be in the moment with Julia as our guidepost.
Yeah, we're gonna watch an episode of Miami Vice. Kat, have you ever? What do you know about Miami Vice?
Absolutely nothing other than the aesthetic.
The aesthetic is very powerful and is honestly like what the show, was sold and became landmark on. I have seen the movie, the Michael Mann version with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx, and I enjoy that movie quite a bit. I have never seen a full episode of the show, despite long wanting to. It's something that really seems up my alley. I really like those old, like, episodic, crime-solving shows. I know the show stars Don Johnson, a.k.a. Dakota Johnson's dad.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun. And yeah, Julia is in the season 4 finale, titled Mirror Image. So listeners, if you want to follow along, if you want to play on the episode on your own, go for it. It is not streaming anywhere in the U.S., so you will have to throw down like $2 or $3 to buy an episode. But you're doing it for us. You're doing it for your old pals.
Yeah, invest
Kat
in
and
us.
TV's Kevin.
Invest in us
and Julia, of course. You're doing it for your old pal Julia.
Invest in our world building. Start a collectible archive of Julia's with us. Now that I'm starting my physical media of Julia, I think it's only right that our fans kind of join with us. And again, yeah, you can always give money to the Patreon so that Kevin and I can go to Nashville.
Go to Nashville so we can eat, pray, love Nashville. Yes, thank you so much for reminding me. Let's put the plug up top. Patreon.com/TV's Kevin. The easiest and simplest way to support this show and to send Kat and TV's Kevin to eat, pray, love Nashville.
It feels weird to plug when we have guests, but I have absolutely no problem sandwiching it when it's just us.
It's just us. We're doing it. I don't feel weird about it when we have guests. I believe in the grind and the hustle, and I believe that we're all just trying to make it out here in this artistic world. I got a book to put out, so patreon.com/TV's Kevin. All of this is very helpful and incentivizing, and you'll be the first. You get these episodes early, okay? A whole week, at least before everyone else. You get the Mother's Day episode way early if you sign up for Patreon.
Before a mother is even in the day.
Yes, before you might even you'll probably get it before even the month of Mother's Day. Doesn't that make you feel cool? Exclusive? You got a little exclusive? So patreon.com/TV's Kevin for as little as $1 a month. Patreon said, Kevin, don't charge $1 because of our fees system. You should definitely charge $2. And I said, no, for my listeners, $1. And that's my promise to you.
I told my most recent new therapist that and I've said this before, but that Succession is a comfort watch for me because it reminds me of home. Yeah.
It reminds me, Papa.
I do think my dad is kind of a mix of, during his divorce with my mom, he was giving Kendall, and now he's definitely giving Connor.
Oh, well, okay. Well, if you're going to give one, Connor, I think, is the one to give, right?
Yeah.
Like, Connor, a very flawed person, of course, but, like, of the Roys is, like, yeah, that's the one that, like, is the least insufferable, right?
When I was straight, I was giving Cousin Greg. Now I don't really have a role in it. And I think my mom has some Shiv-like qualities, but so does my aunt. So everyone kind of has pieces of it spread throughout the family. It's a pretty...
Yeah, it's not a one-to-one with the Bush family, but you recognize something, every character is like, yes, I know this member of my family.
Yeah, I do love that Connor is kind of the Jeb of it.
Connor is kind of the gem. Connor is, he's the outsider, but, he is kind of the happiest in his own way.
Definitely.
He got married to that woman who kind of likes him, and
I love their thing. I love
their thing. I love them. I think they're great. But yeah, Connor is the only member of the royal family that I would, like, consider getting a beer with. Everyone else is a hard and fast no. Well, okay, let's be honest with ourselves. I would get a beer with Siobhan, but everyone else is a hard and fast no.
If I didn't think that Roman would say absolutely terrible things to me.
But that's kind of what's fun about Roman, right? That's kind of what is kind of...
Like, just based on my basic identity, I think I would have a nice time.
Roman would use some words you haven't heard in a little while, and you're like, wow, you really drudged that one up, huh?
Yeah.
But well, this is our secession commentary. We should just do that.
Right on time, too.
Yeah, very timely. Very timely. The show ended about a year ago from when we're doing this. And anyway, how close are you to Miami Vice?
Like, emotionally?
No, to being able to press play on an episode of Miami Vice.
Oh, I'm at the early stages.
We had to it was story time. We had to.
So can you remind me what
I bought it on Google Play / YouTube.
Sorry, which one?
Season 4. Last episode, 22.
22. Remember when they used to do that?
Oh, it's so good. I just watched all of Girls 5 Eva, which was very, very funny.
It's
I really
good.
enjoyed that. Across 3 seasons, there are 22 total episodes. And I think that's fucked up. What happened to television, dog? What did we do to sweet TV?
Okay, I got it for free on Amazon Prime because I love Jeffrey Bezos.
You love Bezos? Oh, okay. Well, you have Amazon Prime. I don't have that, so I never even think
I'll
to
share my
use
Prime
that.
with you in the future.
Thank you.
And I'm going to Venmo you the
Thank
$3 back.
Don't worry about it. That's some walking around money. Buy yourself something nice. We will need the Amazon Prime to watch Julia Roberts' prestige miniseries Homecoming.
Okay, great.
And if at any point you're considering canceling Amazon Prime, that should be the time where we binge Homecoming and we talk about it.
Absolutely.
That's listeners. You're getting a lot of good behind the scenes scheduling in this episode.
We love logistics.
And just a short 28 minutes into recording, I think we're gonna start watching Miami Vice.
Yeah, which is good because it's 48 minutes.
Reasonable.
All right. Let's boogie, baby. I'm at 0-0.
I'm at 0-0. It'll count down Oceans 3, Oceans 2, Oceans 1, go.
11.
Oh, there's Don Johnson, baby.
He looks kind of like Kurt Russell. Not Kurt Russell. Dennis Quaid.
He does look a little... Well, he kind of looks like if you put a Kurt Russell wig on Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. I've only seen him so far from the profile.
Yeah. No, but you're not wrong.
Bro.
I don't know yet which one is Crockett and which one is Tubbs.
There's a
but
lot
I know
of
that's their names.
There's a lot of stake here for talking about the weather. I feel like there must be some subtext.
I feel like we're talking around what we're actually talking about.
I love his look. I love the Ray-Bans and the mullet.
It's really good. I mean, he was a fucking fashion icon when this show was on. People were dressing and styling like Don Johnson on Miami Vice. Something I love about watching stuff on YouTube is that it still has all the same comments and upvotes as a regular YouTube video. So a year ago, at John Ryder 557 commented, "Hammer nailed this one. Beautiful composition."
As if it's gonna get back to them. Which I hope somehow it does.
I hope Don Johnson is reading the comments on episodes of Miami Vice. Whereas you have the Amazon X-Ray.
So what are their roles?
They are, I believe, narcotics officers in Miami. So they are solving drug crimes.
Word.
I love this nice boat. I love this guy's style. Those are some incredible sunglasses on this man.
It's fun to see what fashion has kind of come back around recently.
Uh-huh.
The chains are big.
The black guy's sunglasses, I'm like, yeah, I see those on Instagram advertised to me every day.
This mullet is very queer culture right now though, which is funny.
He's looking like a straight lesbian right now.
In Bushwick.
Yeah. They're infiltrating the criminal underworld.
So are they friends?
Well, I believe he's pretending to be his friend. Yes, I believe it's a fake friendship for the sake of crime.
I see.
Or preventing crime, depending on which perspective you're coming from.
Great accent.
Yeah, this guy's incredible. He wants to wish his friend.
This is like your role. It's fun to spot a TV's Kevin Lanigan role. Here's a piece.
The guy who comes in, I'm sure I'm about to get shot, right? Like, it's, we're very close to me dying off, but I had a fun little accent, and everyone's like, bring this guy back. And on shows like this, they would just, like, repeat actors like that, you know? Because they were like, well, there's only so many people who, like, live in the Miami area, and no one is, like, keeping track of this. It's the 80s. So, yeah, just reuse people who were good. It's like those people who are on, like, 5 different episodes of Law & Order as 5 different characters. It's always, I love that.
I feel like I need to have my Law & Order moment, because then I'll finally, like, be making it in this business. Everyone starts there.
I want that for you. We do have an episode of Law & Order to watch for this very podcast at some point.
Perfect.
I'm very excited about that. I'm looking forward to it.
I will say they're really drawing out this fishing moment.
I think there's going to be a big happenstance about this marlin.
Maybe it's a metaphor for catching a big fish. But
he's reeling in
drugs.
The criminal fish.
Yeah.
Oh, metaphors. I didn't know I had to think. I put on my thinking cap. Uh-oh.
Hey, by the way, my second order has successfully been canceled, so
nice.
We're good to go.
We're good to go. 1 satisfaction incoming. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Boom.
Right on time.
Did Don Johnson get out of there in time?
I would have to imagine. Yes?
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, this theme's... Oh, do you remember theme songs, Kat?
Yeah, I do. Especially cartoon theme songs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this font.
Oh, the font is incredible.
Boobies.
Highlight. Everything you can expect on an episode of Miami Vice. Formula One. This is what it's all about. HBO are like the only people still doing opening credits, but usually their opening credits are like avant-garde and strange. I can't rock out to them the same way I can with like the Miami Vice opening credits.
The opening credit vibe is the only like good one in recent memory is the Game of Thrones one. But they're all rules. Sort of like, it's like, I'm thinking of Westworld specifically is also kind of good, but that whole like, we're doing a close-up on an object and it's gooey and it's futuristic and there's fluid and it's moving.
Chris Cooper is in this episode? Oh, we're rocking now, baby.
Who's Chris Cooper?
He was in August Osage County.
Oh my god! Maybe this is how they connected.
That's how they met all these decades earlier. And Julia Roberts, baby. Let's go. She got the and.
Oh, that Chris Cooper. Yeah.
That Chris Cooper. I love that Chris Cooper. Steady as the tide.
He's going to be fun to see young.
So young. Will we even recognize him? Maybe he was doing the funny accent and we have no idea.
That's true. Maybe he was that guy. He's from Kansas City, Missouri.
That makes the most sense in the world to me. Is that Chris Cooper... just a real, like, corn-fed looking motherfucker. Yeah, it makes perfect sense that he's from Kansas City. And so is, like, you know, John Hamm in them. The John Hamm makes a little less sense to me.
Back to Cars. Chris Cooper was in Cars 3.
He was? I've never seen any of the Cars movies all the way through.
Chris Cooper pod.
I don't hate that. I do have 2... people in my back pocket for who we could do after Julia. Sadly, Chris Cooper is not on that list.
I love the idea that we're just going to spend decades.
I do love it, personally.
Who are some of your other...
I've debated bringing this up for a little while, but I have two that I think would make good shows for different reasons. One would be Kirsten Dunst, which would be a very fun podcast.
She's married to budget Matt Damon, right?
She's married to budget Matt Damon. And I love that they're one of like two celebrity couples I am invested in and care about at all. The other, of course, being Carrie Coon and Tracy Letts. And then the other one that I thought about would be one Nicole Kidman.
Interesting. Okay, that's kind of a tough one. I think I'm more Kristen Stewart leaning.
Kirsten Dunst.
Sorry,
Kristen Stewart is another interesting one. Though.
Kristen Stewart is interesting though because there's so many bad ones.
There's so many bad ones, but there's also like not that many, relatively speaking.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very surmountable pod. We're not doing like 5 decades like Julia Roberts. Okay, so that's one of the drug guys, and he's pretending to be a doctor guy? No, he just was asking questions.
And wearing all white for funsies?
For fashion. I guess that is, if you're in Miami, there's a lot of people wearing all white. It's very breathable, doesn't absorb the sun.
This, like every hospital, is exactly a space where I feel like I'm going to heal.
This is the hospital where you really get some cleansing done. It's such a relaxing, nice atmosphere.
Yeah, you're like, I'm injured and I'm going to feel better here.
It doesn't look like I'm about to be tortured from the ceiling. It doesn't,
right. It's giving
Cuckoo's
Nest.
It doesn't look like I'm going to be experimented on at all.
It's giving Girl Interrupted.
It's giving Girl Interrupted. Who's in Girl Interrupted? I don't think we could do Winona Ryder or Jolie as a pod.
Mm-mm.
I respect them both, but I don't see the vision.
Winona would be kind of fun for me.
Winona would be kind of fun.
I wonder if they're going to do a memory loss trope.
Oh, that'd be... What am I? What am I?
A Born Identity arc.
Oh. I miss my friend Jason Bourne. Featuring
Let Matt
Chris
Damon
Cooper.
say faggot. Yeah, true.
Let Matt Damon... Oh, I'm glad you're bringing that back. It's been so long since I've heard you utter those 5 little words. The 5 little words every man wants to hear.
Let Matt Damon say faggot.
Is this her? Is it? Look.
Girly pop.
Look, an attractive young woman. That must be Julia Roberts. That's her.
Polly
Oh, she's
Wheeler.
a criminal assistant. In
Huge.
Fort Lauderdale. They gotta get their criminal business done before spring break. Okay, Kat, review Julia's fit, please.
I'm obsessed with it.
I'm a big fan of this fit.
I was just thinking, like, that is an excellent neckline.
It's like a white 80s pantsuit, good plunging neckline.
Yeah, but in a really successful, not stressful way.
Classic way. Yeah, very, very classy. It's a hell of a look.
Hair
And-
is fine.
It's 1987 or whatever.
It could be worse for the times.
100%. She also matches the couch. She is the same color as the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's Garden State.
Yeah, or American Psycho.
Or American Psycho.
Oh my god, is that the butler from Freaky Friday?
I don't know Freaky Friday well enough to be able to help.
Sorry, not Freaky Friday. Parent Trap.
Parent Trap?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Right. And isn't the whole thing in the Parent Trap that like he ends up with that woman even though they're both obviously gay?
I don't remember.
Okay.
For,
That's
like,
what people
au
tell me.
pair
I haven't
or
watched the
whatever?
Parent Trap in so long.
Yeah. I know in Princess Diaries it's like that, but they're not obviously gay.
Princess Diaries from Gary Marshall. Okay, yeah. So all the criminals think he's a criminal. They don't know he's Miami Vice. Which is also the plot of the film Miami Vice. So that makes sense.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice sunglasses shot.
Gonna be honest, I am not following the plot, but it seems tense.
Don Johnson's undercover. They think he's a drug man. But he's a drug enforcement man, actually. And they're gonna do a deal. I don't know. That's kind of the plot of all these things, you know? I think this is... Okay, so the black man who is injured, who has the cool sunglasses, I think he's the guy in the plot who really does not trust the undercover guy, and then the boss guy is like, I trust the undercover guy the most in the world.
Okay.
Do you suspect anyone of being undercover?
I do not think this is the same man that was in Parent Trap.
Shame. Just another bald man, tragically.
Yeah.
Damn, it would really suck if there was a rat. Good thing I'm not him.
I don't get what the joke
I don't
was.
get what just happened there. He's a kidder. Like Margot Kidder. Yeah, I don't get the levels at play here. You know, I'm seeing a lot of... I was about to say, where's Tubbs? This is all about Crockett, but here comes Tubbs. In this abandoned hotel lobby. This soundtrack, fucks.
It seems like something was afoot.
Something, they suspect something of happening somewhere. They're pretty sure that something went down at a location. Oh, Doris Gumble. Real name.
It's nice when you kind of like ruffle around some like loose papers and you find exactly what you're looking for.
You find your clue.
When you're on a heist.
I understand that Doris Gumble lives here.
I think I would start like crying out of frustration if I had to go to a heist and like find a file. Like I think if I had to go through cabinets and find I think I'm not cut out for that part.
Yeah, absolutely not with me in the files.
Ooh.
Doris Gumble is looking fabulous.
Okay. I feel like this might go south just based on the times.
I can't tell if this is a trans person or not.
My guess is yes.
All right, let's see how tasteful.
But also maybe not.
Good. You never know. It was Miami, it was crazy times. Yeah, are we going to get to like birdcage levels of respectable? Fuck, I gotta go to fucking Fort Lauderdale. Well, so far so good.
I did enjoy that exchange. What are hoods?
Criminals? Hoodlums? Oh, Don Johnson rocking another incredible fit. The tie. This is a show all about fits.
It really is.
It's
And
a show
specifically
about fashion.
white fits,
Yeah, I
which
guess.
stressed me out. I did not wear white like once when I lived in New York.
No way, you can't. What if you rubbed up against literally anything? What if you
Look at
touched
this-
any surface?
Look at this little bolo thing.
That's what I was wondering.
It's very,
a
like-
bolo that looks like, I don't know how to describe.
It's like
this-
Kandinsky. It's like geometric, like
Yeah,
art.
it looks like street art.
Yeah.
It looks like he stole something from the Met and is wearing it as a
Exactly.
bolo tie.
Like, go off 80s.
And he also has a chain. Like it's he's got a lot.
And they're
going
not
on.
the same. It's mixing silver and gold. There's just so much happening.
It was Miami in the 80s. You could wear literally anything. An incredible time. The woman in the back is dressed like Aquaman. She's got an orange sequin number and like blue pants. She's dressed like
Teal.
Aquaman.
Yeah. Or a teal mini skirt.
Yeah, it's a teal mini.
Aqua woman. Girl power.
So true. Yes.
I'm woke.
More women should be Aquaman.
More women should be aqua.
In general, Aquamarine.
Aqua of Barbie.
Aqua with Barbie.
Of Barbie Girl.
Of course.
Aquamarine came out 10 years ago this year. Or sorry, 20 years ago
I was
this
about
year.
to say 10 years is
20
not right.
years ago this year. It just fucks me
Ooh,
up.
freeze frame.
Oh, I don't like that. But I guess commercials.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we were able to see the 80s commercials.
I want nothing more than exactly what you're describing. I want to just be able to watch Miami Vice with all the commercials they were watching.
Yeah.
In Miami Vice?
Figuring stuff out without cell phones sounds so stressful.
Sounds fucking awful. I just read Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler, and so much of that book is like literally not knowing if your friends and family are alive or dead because there is no way to contact anybody.
Right.
If you got separated, you're like, well, maybe that's it, and I'll never see my brother again. That's a powerful mustache
Whoa.
on Edward James Olmos. That is a powerful Edward James Olmos mustache.
I used to have like an 80s synth phobia. Like I couldn't listen to the Drive soundtrack.
Like you'd try to play Hotline Miami and you'd be like,
I don't know what it was, but the song Real Human Veins bum 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 and a real hero. Like I couldn't
wow.
do it for some reason. And now I think I'm okay.
I'm glad you overcame that. Immersion therapy, like you start with like the Killers or whatever, and you're like, okay, working my way up.
What has Philip Michael Thomas been up to since this?
That's an excellent question.
He's one of those people that like looks young and looks like maybe he died like a few years after, like in like
He's
7
still
years
alive.
after. He is still alive.
He was born in 49, so he was, gonna be 40 when they're like making this show.
Wow, he looks really good for 40 in the 80s.
100%. Yeah, they lived hard back then.
It looks like he really didn't do a lot past
No.
the 90s.
No, yeah, I mean, Don Johnson was also like down and out for many, many years. It was not until Quentin Tarantino revived him that Don Johnson came back at all. Without Django Unchained, Don Johnson would be, I don't know, collecting stamps somewhere. Julia. This is her third incredible fit.
Okay. Philip Michael Thomas, I think there's a mystery there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He, like,
One
dropped
that Miami
off.
Vice could solve?
Hopefully. He, like, dropped off, and his Wikipedia is, like, very thin. Like,
Maybe he's just one of those people who got tired of the fucking Hollywood grind.
and with syndication, he probably was, like, just fine forever.
He was collecting. Yeah, back
Also-
in these days, if you were on 5 seasons of a TV show, you could, if you were smart, you could keep living off that.
And he did some merchandising through Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Hell yes, of course,
smart.
which is, this show has a heavy stylistic influence over that.
He has 11 children.
That's too many. I'm not here to tell people what to do, but that is too many. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. Are you seeing the see-through suit jacket on this man? It looks like he's wearing like a painter's costume. Like he's repainting the walls.
I would see that again in Bushwick.
100%. It's amazing how much Miami Vice has come back in the greater Bushwick area.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were to go to a show at like Brooklyn Made, you would see all of these fits again.
This is a great setting for a porn.
I agree.
Like, the floors look like really easy to clean.
Yeah.
And
yeah, the upholstery too, very slick material.
and there's like just enough like decor
Yeah.
to be interesting.
To look
you-
lived in but not specific.
And you could like really like light it because of all the white walls.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you could really blast the light.
Big open space. You could really blast.
You could blast off.
Yeah.
I've probably been watching too much porn, that this is the lens that I see things through. But
Yeah,
I think
if we had ended up talking about like Baja, Oklahoma, you would have been like, oh, they could have shot a porn here. We watch
feel
Law and
like-
Order, and you're like, they should shoot a porn here. But the New York porn scene's really underground. It's really indie. There's not like an industry here.
Yeah, one of my favorite porn stars does live in New York, though.
But it's like, it's independent. It's homemade. It's DIY.
Yeah.
The only way that the New York film scene is thriving is in indie porn. None of that commercialized studio porn.
I guess I haven't sourced the location of the porn. I do feel like the ones that I watch are usually mostly Florida or California based
Right.
on the foliage.
Chris Cooper!
Whoa.
Look at how beautiful he is and how he looks exactly the same.
That's
at how he
so
looks.
interesting. If you were like, how to make a younger, hotter version of him, there it is.
There he is. You can see it.
Sometimes you understand older men based on seeing the younger, hotter versions of themselves. You're like, oh, that's where that like confidence comes from.
Yeah. Yeah, that fucking Chris Cooper could fucking get it.
Yeah.
He just has a swagger. I hope that's not all we see of him.
His primary partner.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. His primary partner's here. He's got, some side pieces that he goes to in
He
the
seems-
polycule.
Yeah,
We're
he
tracking
does.
down a criminal polycule.
He feels kind of criminal. Sorry. He feels kind of poly.
Yeah.
He's definitely a criminal.
He definitely feels criminal, but he certainly feels poly as well. John Johnson. They can't get Manolo.
Why isn't he wearing white?
Because he's different. He's by the books. He's straight-laced. It's kind of odd to see, like, a bad spray tan on a black man. But I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what's happening here.
Or just like, I think makeup for people in color in general
Yeah.
has only like improved slightly in the last
Right.
decade, I would say. Because cameras are actually developed in a racist way. The history of lighting and cameras does come from a racist place.
It's true. It's all true. And that
And
place,
so-
France.
And then makeup, I would say, is part of that.
It's all true.
He wants you.
Oh. Oh, my Manolo, he wants you.
He's the one that's Polly, right?
Which guy?
Manolo.
Manolo, I believe, is the bald butler guy.
Oh, sorry. This man.
Crockett is Don Johnson here. Is he the guy you're saying is Polly?
No, never mind.
Okay.
That phone was cool, though.
I love an 80s car phone.
For my job, because I write little articles for CEOs, I'm actually in trouble now. And one thing that I've learned how to do, because they ask for like stock images for their little articles sometimes based on their themes, is I've started using the image generator, AI generator on Canva, and it's been really fun and funny.
Fun and funny to lie.
Not to lie, but just the kinds of this particular AI image maker cannot figure out people's hands or faces. It always looks so fucking deranged and scary that I have to be really careful to be like, please make this with no people in it, or please don't show their faces when I, because they look
Please
like,
hide face behind book.
yeah, exactly. They look so fucked.
Uh-oh.
But that phone made me think of it because I made an image that was like about influencers, and all of the people looked really fucked up. So then I was like, I guess just make it about cell phones and do it in a vintage style. So then it showed like cell phones with buttons on it, and I was like, not quite right. Whoa!
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
They love the freeze frame into commercial.
I didn't expect
He got the other guy. He's like, your fits are too good. I am the fit king. It is I who has drip, and I shall control the drip in the greater Miami area.
Dang. I feel like it would be traumatizing to just shoot a man in the face like that.
Not for Crockett. He does it every day.
And then
Calls that
go
Tuesday.
hang out with roosters.
Gax.
Ooh, this room's freaky.
Is it not supposed to be a hotel room? It looks like a hotel room.
I think it's a hotel room, but it's a weird one.
Oh, is this the hotel where he was just like pilfering through papers?
Or maybe they're kind of crafting him to be like, never really settles at home.
Right, because he's always on the job, you know? Home is just a place to lay his head at night.
One of my intrusive thoughts is when Brad Pitt feeds his dog a can of like beans or something in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Whenever
I
think
believe
about...
it is dog food, but yes.
Okay.
And you just think about that the wet slop that gets put in that dog's bowl.
When I think about lonely men in their 40s
That's
who
what
are
you
kind of
envision.
okay with it, that's what I
Yeah.
envision.
Men who are at peace. It was like, I guess this is just it, you know? But I got my dog.
Yeah.
I got my
think of-
cool friend.
I think about that trailer, and I think about rooms like that. Like, maybe that's where I'm going.
I think that'd be a good spot for you. You get to wear comfy Hawaiian shirts. And this show's really about just fits and vibes. Hanging out in Miami. See some cool colors, some cool cars.
It is a really satisfying color palette.
It's very nice. What if TV shows today looked good instead of bad? Okay, that's Julia. So is Tubbs finally going to meet Julia? I didn't know how big of a role we could expect for one Julia Roberts in this episode of Miami Vice, but she's all over it. I would hate to have two jobs. I would hate to be a art curator and, like, assisting a criminal. That seems like a lot of work. When do these people have time to just, like, watch movies?
Have VCRs come out yet? I feel like, yeah, right? It was mid-'80s.
This is, like, late 80s, so, yeah, I feel like definitely there's VHS out there. Home video is really becoming a real thing at this point. This guy could hang out with Julia Roberts here and then go home and rent Mystic Pizza.
Crazy.
Wild to think about. I love home video, personally.
Same.
Wow, that was a good shot. You had the security camera, you had the pool. That was great. Okay, so this guy is like the commissioner here in Fort Lauderdale. And it's like I guess they're more of a Mickey Mouse operation up here in Fort Lauderdale. They use the same coffee pod twice.
Oh, so maybe he was in a hotel room in Fort Lauderdale because it's like 2 hours from Miami.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be doing the commute. Okay, now we're understanding this episode that we're watching. Now we're fucking cooking.
Because one time, my Florida story is I was flying to Florida for Thanksgiving, and we got a call when I had gate checked my bag, and my mom had left my dad, and Dad didn't know where she went, but it turns out she had gone to Miami. And so she told me and Alex that. She was like, I'm in Miami. And we were like, should we still go to Thanksgiving then? We already gate checked our
Where
bags.
is Thanksgiving?
We broke up with Dad right before Thanksgiving. Is he picking us up? What's happening? So we made a game time decision to go to Florida anyway.
Whoa.
And then our dad picks us up and he's like, what's up? And we're like,
I don't know how you doing, man.
What's up with you, Dad? He looked so estranged and just adrift. And we get in the car and we're like, okay, so what happened? He was like, well, we were chatting, but I don't think anything that crazy. I thought everything was pretty normal when I left for work, and then I came back and your mom's so funny. So it took me like 30 minutes to see that like a bunch of her stuff was gone, and then I went into the kitchen and on the desktop she had looped "She's Gone" by Halls and Oates.
Your mom's is not a perfect person. That is a very iconic move. I think
it's so iconic.
It's such an iconic move.
It's so iconic. And so then she had just booked it to like the Four Seasons in Miami. Damn. And Dad was like, do you know where she is? And we were like, we know where she is, but we're not allowed to tell you yet. And then he was supposed to send us on a train from around Fort Lauderdale, more West Palm Beach, to Miami. And he missed the train. This was Thanksgiving Day. So he ordered an Uber, which is like 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours. And the Uber arrives Thanksgiving Day. And it's like some guy, some classic Floridian man with like an energy drink in the console and like a souped up car. And I sat in the front for some reason. And crazy choice. Don't know why I did that. Maybe car sickness. And I was like, hey man, do you know that you're about to drive to Miami? And he was like, oh, what? And I was like, yeah, do you have plans for Thanksgiving with your family? Because
you
you're
have
about to
anything
spend,
you needed to do after this?
yeah, you're about to spend 6 hours driving to Miami. Like, I think the tip will be good, but I don't know if it's worth it, dude. Like, are you sure? And he was like, okay, yeah, I'm okay. He's like, what's going on? And we're like, well, our mom left dad, so now you're transporting us to the hotel that she left dad to go to. And that's my
He was like,
Miami story.
Do you guys like country music? What do you want me to put on?
Exactly. I think
This
I was
song
just vibing.
whips ass. I'm sorry. I not to interrupt your story. Oh no!
Pray to the money god.
Pray to the money god. They shot Tubbs. Chris Cooper shot Tubbs.
Anyway, that divorce story is one of my favorite parts of my lore.
It's honestly an incredible story. Oh wait, no, that was Crockett who shot Tubbs. So I imagine there was some chicanery here.
Then the next year, in 2019, they got divorced on 9/11, and Mom themed all of the documents America-themed things.
That's right.
Because,
that's another iconic
because
move.
their anniversary had been the 4th of July. And now that listeners know exactly who the fam is, it's just so unhinged.
It's honestly incredible in a way that it's hard to describe. Is he in heaven? Did he die? What's going on here? Or is this just what Miami is like?
I don't know. The sand is so white.
They're in Fort Lauderdale. This is what Fort Lauderdale is like when MTV's Spring Break is not there. It's just a barren wasteland.
He's wearing all white. The sand is all white.
It's kind of supernatural.
Yeah, it feels very purg. That's short for purgatory.
Oh, okay. What's all the cool kids? We don't have time to say the whole word. We gotta say purg. Yeah, there's all these unbaptized babies everywhere.
This is like that scene with the Voldemort fetus in Harry Potter.
Vague Voldemort fetus vibes. In the train station.
Whoa, funeral? Is it your
Funnel.
funeral? Are you going to see your body? No.
Ah! Whoa, it's Tubbs in a glass coffin.
Did you shoot Tubbs?
He did.
But why?
I had assumed he faked it so that he could pray to the money god.
I love this 80s abstract choice.
This is, forgive me, it's a bit Lynchian.
Yeah, it really is. Are you enjoying Twin Peaks? Oh, there he is. That's what I thought.
What?
That was kind of fun. Ooh,
That was
lady.
kind of fun. That was a fun little interlude. Oh, is it Julia? It is.
It is.
He scored. I am enjoying Twin Peaks. I've kind of been like putting it on while I'm drawing. That's kind of the way that I'm like absorbing it. You know, it's not like a full attention watch, but I'm enjoying it that way. I've tried like 3 previous times to do it and have just failed every time. And I think this is just the way.
That's me with Doctor Who.
For sure. That feels like Doctor Who kind of feels like a great show to put on when you're like puttering around the home. You're like, oh, I need to clean up. I guess I'll knock out a few Whos. Oh, he's fine.
Did his partner shoot him? Is that what just happened?
That is what happened. So it was an accident? So it was Crockett shot Tubbs and neither of them was sure it was the other one. That's crazy. He doesn't even know. He doesn't know he's alive.
Yeah, because he's having this dream sequence. And then immediately it was like, I'm going to go hook up with Julia Roberts.
Well, wouldn't we all in that situation, given the opportunity? Damn, I'm feeling really emotionally vulnerable right now. If only I could have sex with 1988 era Julia Roberts.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
And stare at myself in the mirror for a while. He seems fine. He's up on his feet.
Yeah, I want to take a hit like that. Actually, no. I don't want to get shot. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, you can't finger a cop like that. They don't like it. I've tried. On all those
Do you have any
dating
games on your
apps,
phone?
I believe it. Hey, Chief, do you have any games on your phone?
There he is. Sexy.
Coop. He's fucking... Oh, my God. I should have never doubted the man. I just only know Chris Cooper from, like, American Beauty forward, where he's, middle-aged. And he's a full little snack in this. He's a snack pack in this.
Snack that smiles back.
Chris Cooper. But he can't hide the accent.
That brief shot we just saw of, like, the outside.
Yeah.
Weird. Oh, we're back.
We're back. We're
It was,
adjusting.
it was weird for a second, though.
Seemed like too much. And I'm like, oh, of course, we must go back to this scene. She's so young. How old? When was Julia born?
I think she's 20 here. Because she was 20 in Mystic Pizza. Or 21.
Yeah, damn. She was born in 1967. She is a 20-year-old.
Which I don't love.
You don't love that she was 20?
Not her arc in this and being 20.
Sure. Well, she's in the criminal element. She, it's just what you do. I don't want to shoot down. I want to shoot Tubbs again. It's a freelancer. It's tax season, and he's invoicing me. I need to get him an I-9. There's only 3 minutes left in this episode. We got some plot threads to wrap up here. Guys,
I guess they want us to watch the next episode.
Miami Vice, the season 5 premiere. We're gonna end on a cliffhanger.
Well,
If we end on a cliffhanger, I'm buying the next episode and I'm watching it.
Well,
I gotta see this
It's the last episode
of season 4. There's a whole other season.
That's what I'm saying. They have to end on a cliffhanger so that we watch season 5.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So we gotta come back.
Yeah.
But Julia Roberts is not in the season 5 premiere.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, we have 2 minutes left.
Are they going to shoot her? Now to drive this freaking thing.
Hey, you know how to drive one of these.
Hashtag triggered.
Hashtag trigger spasms. Manolo's crapola. Chris, no!
Hey.
Does he have amnesia? Have you gone through this whole episode and he just has like full ass amnesia? That would make some of the events of the episode make sense.
Yeah.
Only people with amnesia stare at themselves in the mirror like that. Like, who am I?
Surprising that he ended up finding Julia though and being like, I remember you.
I mean, how could you forget that face? Those teeth. Damn. Well, there goes Coop. No!
I guess he had another project.
He had a movie to shoot over the summer between seasons. Oh no. Will Sonny ever get his memories back? Fuck.
Do you think they're gonna forgive him for trying to kill a bunch of people when he had amnesia? Dick Wolf!
Dick Wolf. Flamingos!
Did Dick Wolf
Wow.
also do Law and Order?
He did.
Yeah.
All the Law and Orders. The many Law and Orders. Well, I'm going to watch these credits. I'm really enjoying these. More credits should have footage of dolphins.
Birds.
Boobs. Water sports. The various water sports of Miami. A Michael Mann production. God bless. God bless. Wow, that was my first episode of Miami Vice. Honestly, I had a good time. I would watch more.
Yeah, I had a nice time. I think I need to prioritize watching The Sopranos before I get into Miami Vice.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to pick one, that would be one. I would also, you got a couple of Julia Roberts films to watch before I would recommend really getting into Miami Vice.
I'm so excited for Satisfaction on VHS.
You're gonna love it. It's a huge, big Mystic Pizza vibes on that film. We'll talk about it more in depth, but they are essentially the same movie.
I love that.
It's gonna be great. About Baja, Oklahoma, I also enjoyed for what it was. But also, if you just wanted to skip around to the Julia Roberts scenes, can't blame you. Firehouse, you can completely skip, but that's what. Hopefully, next time on Run the Julias, we will be talking about those 3 movies, and we'll be talking about the full origin of our leading lady, one Miss
Sponsored
Julia
by
Roberts,
Baja Blast.
by Baja Blast, not Taco Bell, just Baja Blast.
Correct.
And I'm excited about it. Listeners, I hope you enjoyed another cool commentary episode. I like these. I like just, we hang out, we watch an episode of a show. Very, very laid back, very, very cut loose. And it's a good way to cover these. We'll do that for Law and Order. We'll do that for Crime Story. And I think that's most of the TV. That is not like a full season of television we have to watch.
Right.
And we'll figure out how to do that later. I don't want to do that right now.
I'm excited for what's to come, season 2 as well. I'm excited for our awards season.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, of course, the season 1 finale coming up. Season 2 will debut not long thereafter with Mother's Day. The web of Gary Marshall. His web connects them all. And that'll be fun. We'll be going from Mother's Day to Valentine's Day there. I kind of, before we log off, I have a couple of dumb ideas that will produce more work for the both of us, but would fit in well with the Gary Marshall season. And I want to run them by you now.
Please. Yeah. In front of a live studio audience.
Live studio audience who are applauding and laughing, and they love it. One is we'll be watching Mother's Day and Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
But Gary Marshall did direct a third sprawling, multiple stories on one holiday-themed night movie that Julia Roberts is not in, called New Year's Eve. Is that a film that we are interested in covering just, I don't know, for shits and giggles?
I think we cover it on New Year's Eve, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. Well, New Year's Eve is when we release My Best Friend's Wedding, but we can cover it on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
We'll put that out. So, listeners, you could potentially get 2 episodes 2 days in a row. Aren't we generous? Aren't we kind?
I'm surprised that you are self-selecting to watch New Year's Eve.
If we're watching all these other craps, might as well. Maybe it'll be a good. I think it'll be a good pod. I think I will hate watching the film. The other suggestion I have, and this one is even further abstracted, but all these Gary Marshall holiday-themed multiple story films only exist because Gary was trying really, really hard to emulate one movie. That film, of course, being Love Actually.
Yeah. So good.
Do we want to pod about Love Actually?
We can. These things have no attachment to Julia.
I know.
So are we just kind of exploring what an ensemble is like?
I'm just, I'm floating it out there. I'm seeing how you feel. I don't feel particularly strongly about either one.
I mean, I love Love Actually, and I like watching an ensemble movie. Like, also, He's Just Not That Into You I have on DVD for some reason. I watched it on a plane and was like, you know what?
Gotta own this.
So bad
Gotta have
good.
access to this
Yeah.
at the drop of a hat.
This is so bad it's good. And it has the guy from Entourage in it.
Adrian Grenier? Vinny Chase?
No, the other one, actually.
Turtle?
No.
E?
I think it's E. Yeah.
E, the one who sucks the second most.
Exactly. But
not Johnny Drama. More films should have Johnny Drama in them.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Johnny Drama.
Actually, no films have Johnny Drama in it, famously.
No films? Oh, of course. Well, right. He can't get cast, right? Of course. Johnny Drama, he's out here struggling in LA.
And also, Entourage, I don't think has ever been a movie.
Well, Entourage has.
Has it?
Were you making a joke? Yeah, there's an Entourage movie.
Oh, I should watch that.
I should watch 7 seasons of Entourage and then watch that.
We do have a project when I don't feel like I'm drowning.
Yes.
I will be editing a project that we started, Home Box Office Originals.
Home Binary Office Originals, something like that.
Yeah,
where we were
Home
watching,
Binary Office Originals.
1 episode each of Entourage and Girls.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fruitful well that we could go back to at any point with no set schedule. If you want to support things like that, patreon.com/tvskevin is the perfect way to do that. Yeah, in 2015, there was an Entourage movie.
Wow.
Dream large, live larger. Movie star Vincent Chase, together with his boys, Eric, Turtle, and Johnny, are back. And back in business with super agent turned studio head Ari Gold. Some of their ambitions have changed, but the bond between them remains strong as they navigate the capricious and often cutthroat world of Hollywood. So the premise of the film is the premise of the TV show.
Right.
It's not like Vinny's making one big movie. It's Entourage happening for 104 minutes.
I saw the actor that plays Ari Gold. I saw his first.
Was he
attempt.
throwing a phone at you?
No, but he was doing his first attempt at stand up.
Whoa.
And it was kind of bad.
Jeremy Piven was doing stand up?
He tried his first stand up set, and I had the honor and privilege of being there.
Being present? When was this?
This was in 2017. This was
Goodness me. Just 2 short years after the Entourage movie.
Right. He was trying to pivot. Jeremy Piven. Yeah.
So that was great. So I hope our listeners enjoyed this lackadaisical commentary episode of Miami Vice. I enjoyed watching it and talking over it. And I wish it were more available so I could watch more of it while I'm like kind of falling asleep, put it on while I'm like, I'm going to fall asleep before this episode's over. And that's fine.
And as usual, obviously there wasn't a lot to say about Julia, but that's just kind of an overarching theme of like, she's early in her career and she has to play these like objectified roles to cut her teeth, and that's just like what it is. That's what we have to watch. It's what we all
dues you have to pay as a young actor in Hollywood. You
at
will
that
play
time. Mm-hmm.
You will play secretary for years before you get your big break. Although this is not long before, like she really makes it happen very quick. And I will say, as someone who just watched like her 3 earliest roles, her star power is undeniable. Like of course we know that she's going to be a big star, but like her presence, her command, it's all there from the very beginning. It's really incredible to see.
Yeah, she looks gorgeous in this. It's
Gorgeous.
Unfortunate that we have to just kind of only focus on her beauty in this context.
That's all that was really given to us.
But we still appreciate it.
We appreciate it and her. And she performed admirably and with aplomb, as did Chris Cooper, mainstay of this show.
She understood the assignment.
She understood the assignment, which was getting paid to be on Miami Vice. And we'll be back very soon with the season 1 finale. Not of Miami Vice, of Run the Julias. But until then, don't get blown up on a drug smuggler's boat and then lose your memories and then shoot your ex-partner who thinks you're dead in an alley in the middle of the night because you don't know who each other are. And don't stare into a mirror in the middle of the night like, who am I? But do, if the opportunity is available to you, have consensual sex with 1988 era Julia Roberts.
Yes, even if there's a weird age gap, but at the time nobody cared. I unfortunately can't avoid all of those things. I often do in the middle of the night stare at myself in the mirror and go, who am I? So that is a practice I will continue to do. Everything else I think I should be able to avoid.
Excellent.
And I'm your co-host, Kat Scott, they them pronouns. You can find me on Instagram if you want, at Kat Scott Online. I kind of dip during the holidays and then during this season because it is April is not kind to me. So I kind
April
of
is the cruelest month, as they say.
Yeah.
I got a song to send you called April is the Cruelest Month.
That would make me feel so much better. Yep. So you can find me there. I haven't done a lot of creative stuff, but I have a new therapist, and I'm sure we will unlock solutions together. It's on Zoom. It's not in person. I've been doing more in person. I've gone through some therapy transitions over the last... No one's asking. Anyway, I'm sure I'll make things again.
You will. Anyone who says you have to be poor and suffering for your art is stupid. It's actually much easier to make art when you have some bedrock underneath you, when you feel safe and secure and emotionally well, and that time will come back for you. But until then, this show is always here for you.
Exactly. This is my one touchstone. And tomorrow I'm presenting at one of my famous PowerPoint parties. I'm throwing a trauma-versary for myself. It's my 10-year trauma-versary since I lived in LA the last time 10 years ago, and I'm presenting a PowerPoint titled 10 Funniest Traumas of Mine, and I think it's going to be really good.
It's going to be really good. Look forward to that. Maybe, we were talking about doing another PowerPoint bonus episode. Maybe that will factor in somehow.
I have a Ryan Murphy conspiracy death cult that I do want to include.
That's right. So yeah, we will we'll be talking Ryan Murphy again in June. So it'll be a perfect time for another bonus. We're giving you so many great bonus episodes, listeners. We're giving you everything you could fucking want from
content.
Always be out. Yeah, and if I have my way, we'll put out 3 episodes in the week of Christmas and New Year's. But until then, don't do all that stuff I said about the memory loss and the shooting and the... Yeah, don't shoot Chris Cooper. Don't shoot Chris Cooper if you see him. Give him a handshake. Or don't leave him alone. If you see Chris Cooper, leave him alone. Yeah, he wants to be left alone.
He's fine.
He's fine. He knows how good he is. He doesn't need you to tell him, right? Chris Cooper doesn't need you to go up to him and be like, Born Identity. And he's like, yeah, Born Identity. Or more likely you're like, Born Supremacy. And he's like, I wasn't in that one.
Do you think he gets sick of that trope then if he went from this to then doing Born Identity? I guess he probably got a huge paycheck for Born Identity, so never mind.
Big paycheck.
Yeah.
Also a lot of years between Miami Vice and the Born Identity. So, he stretched his legs, And then he has built a solid journeyman character actor's career. He got to be in a Muppets movie, he's living every actor's dream as far as I'm concerned.
I just saw something that I think would be fun to end on. I know.
Good.
And I will come back to it with any further information I can get. But a friend of a friend is dating a former cult leader. Who knows if it's former? And we found his website.
Good.
And his website is he's in the
Nivixium.
Yeah, that
Nexium?
cult. Nexium. He's in the Nexium cult, and he's really tight with Keith, and who's the main cult leader, and he's a defender of Keith, in prison. He's trying to get Keith out, and we found his website because he's dating a friend of a friend, and we're kind of terrified for her. They're in St. Louis, and his site says, "I stand for human decency. for even the most hated. And then here's a list of the people that he stands for. The canceled, the Me Too'd men, the accused, anti-maskers, anti-vaxxers, the arrested, Trump,
The arrested?
Biden, LGBT people,
Wait, he stands for both Trump
minorities,
and Biden?
left-wingers, right-wingers,
Pick a lane.
someone who said the wrong thing, someone who wore the wrong thing, Keith Raniere, and Nexium. Insert who's next. Will you?
I stand for Trump, I stand for Biden, I stand for canceled and Me Too's, I stand for those who say the wrong thing, and I stand for me and you.
And LGBT people.
And LGBTQ. It's
just-
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
I can't be more obsessed with this list. It's
I saw you post that and I thought it was a funny joke you made, but it
Right?
turns out it was a real guy's brain.
It was a real guy's brain. Well, folks.
That's all, folks.
Lies, lies, you're telling me that you'll be true. Lies, lies, that's all I ever hear from you. Tears, tears, I shed a million tears for you. Tears, tears, and now you're loving someone new. Someday I'm gonna be happy, but I don't know when just now. Lies, lies.
Like you're a spy? Like you're infiltrating
yeah,
the
something like that. And so
community.
the only background piece that I can really give
You're Cruisin'
is,
from the movie Cruisin'? I'm sorry, go ahead.
and I do think, to be fair, I do think both of my parents were Cold War spies. So I'm like, I wish I wasn't like broke with 2 jobs, just trying to be a creative, like barely getting by. I wish I was a fucking spy. But no, I don't, because I don't love our government.
Yeah. I feel like spies have to love government.
Yeah, they kind of have to be like, yeah, government, I'll do what you say, even
They
if
have to be like really willing to lay it all on the line for sweet, sweet government.
Yeah, they have to be patriots.
Spies fucking love the government. They were like, if they could give the government a kiss, they would.
Or a blowjob, yeah.
If the please whip it out, government. Blah, 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 blah. That's what
Yeah,
they do.
Uncle
with
Sammy.
spies.
Yeah. Uncle Sammy, fill me with your cummies. So the only background that I could...
Just now. Lies, lies, you're breaking my heart. You think that you're such a smart boy, and I believe what you say. Who do you think you are, boy? Lead me on this way. Hey, lies, lies, I can't believe what you say. Lies, lies, I'm gonna make you sad someday. Someday you're gonna be lonely, and you won't find me around. Lies, lies, you're breaking my heart. Oh yeah, you know you're breaking my heart. Oh no, you know you're breaking my heart. Yeah, you're breaking my heart.
Tastes like you, but sweeter.
Please tell your friends about this show.
That was quite a show. Very entertaining. I want to live!
This has been a Talkback Podcast.